All right, we're back. So, flyer handouts continue decently until, like, this strange-looking man kind of grabs one for you and takes a look over it. It's like, what's this all about?
Well, we've noticed that religion in this city is a little lacking, so we're bringing some more knowledge with us.
Knowledge? What kind of knowledge?
Well, the knowledge of Asmodeus, of course.
What kind of things can this Asmodeus offer to someone like me?
And I insight. Not that I'm very good at this, but
Sure.
no, actually, oh right, insight wisdom.
Roll some insight.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
More like, is he drugged? Is he stoned?
He doesn't seem to have any kind of, like, obvious problem with him. He's like a scrawny guy, wearing a little bit of roughed up clothes, like some like worn but still decent. He seems to be carrying some kind of like briefcase. He's kind of coddling in his arms a little bit. When he kind of took the flyer just by kind of like a hand, and then he kind of like, so he's got like the briefcase down in one hand now, and he's kind of reading it. Tell me more.
Well,
I'm a little worried this
Asmodeus
crackhead's gonna
is
stab me.
is apparently not on crack.
That's even
I think I
scarier.
gathered that much. I think 12 is good enough to determine something like that.
He doesn't seem like he's on crack. Then again, you don't know most of the drugs of this world, so...
Could be on anything at this point.
Yeah, and so I'll be like, Asmodeus is the deity of deals. Or something.
Ah.
You get something in return.
Ah. I like deals. A good deal. Yes, will I be able to get that deal? Yes, I can do that deal. Ah. Oh. How can I go about getting one of these deals?
As agents of Asmodeus, we can potentially facilitate such a thing.
Potentially?
I'm like, yeah, I'm like thinking, do I have any, like, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know the limitations nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I almost could certainly say yes, but nowadays I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, but in the past, but now it's like, can I reach out to Asmodeus and make a deal? Can I use demons for devils for assistance? Probably not, unless it's Zarin. You know,
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
you don't know, actually. Zarin hasn't said much. I mean, probably if you would have asked any questions, Zarin would just be like, well, you know, you don't have enough power right now. Regardless.
yeah.
Whether or not you
Well-
could get the power personally or find something that could do it, you don't know.
Yeah, I'll actually play into that then. Well, see, due to a lack of worship, the power of said deals are fairly limited at the moment. That's why I wish to expand the cult.
More power, more deals. Stronger deals. I could have that. There's this, like, wry smile comes across his face. I like you folks. Where do I sign up?
We didn't think this far ahead.
Yeah, we didn't. We really didn't.
Well, exchanging of contact info for now is probably all we can really facilitate.
Do you have meetings?
We will set one up very soon.
You need to get more people first.
Ah. I might be able to help. There are others that I know. I haven't talked in a while. We haven't talked in a while. Maybe.
Very well.
He'll exchange contact information with you.
Go!
I'm gonna hand him a stack of my flyers.
Do a bunch of
No, thank you. I'll contact them online.
What the heck did you roll?
His name is Malachus Trave.
Okay.
seems something not safe for us.
He seems mostly human, though you could tell from his ears that maybe, like, he's not, like, a half-elf, but maybe, like, grandfather, great-grandparent was elven, probably. Like, you know, he's got a tinge of, like, point to his ears. Much more that would be unnatural for humans. But definitely much weaker than a normal half-elf.
Yep. We will be contacting you soon.
Excellent. I'll let folks know. Deals and worship. Deals and worship. Yes. He'll wander off.
After he wanders off, I'm like, I think I'm good for today.
Yeah, I don't. We should stay out here.
Let's go home.
Yeah. At least we have something to tell Zigrid.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he'll pack a better lunch next time.
Hopefully.
Probably not. Alright, you'll head home. Zirn will welcome you back. Welcome back! How's the day gone?
Got one person who seemed overly intrigued.
Good way or bad way?
I'm pretty sure he was talking to himself, so...
We gotta bring more people, though, so...
Well, you gotta be careful, those folks. Normally, when you got a big cult, you get a couple of weirdos like that, and usually have the numbers to kind of keep them in check. But you got 3 folks to keep them in check. So I'd say, be careful. If he brings in more weirdos like him, that can be bad. You don't want to turn the cult in quite the wrong direction, which means you gotta start putting some tenets down right away. Is he like, with speaking to himself, you think crazy weird? Or just like, trauma weird?
Do I have a guess based on my insight check?
No idea.
Okay.
I'd say maybe a bit of both.
Then yeah, sometimes those guys, if you get like tenets into them, it at least keeps them in line.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I was thinking, though, we should make a website. And by we, I mean you.
That might take me a bit. I've barely learned enough stuff as it is. Apparently there are some, classes and ways to make some basic ones. But if you're going to attract people, I might have to make something a little fancy, which is, a little more challenging. Apparently there's, some skill to it. And learning on a phone ain't gonna be real good. You're gonna have to get me, like, one of them, those, computing devices for, a table. Doesn't have to be a big one. Could be one of them portable ones.
Maybe you can look that up on the phone, and we'll get them after.
Looks like, well, he'll kind of, like, quickly look some things up. Looks like the cheapest one's around, 1,000, lira?
Oh yeah, we didn't add on any extra money for the time skip, did we?
No, I've kind of put your money on, as long as you're not crazy, I'm not going to say anything about it now.
Okay.
Okay.
You, like you have general funds for normal life. If you want to have big spending, we can talk about it. Like, this would probably be big spending for you right now.
So kind of like in World of Darkness terms, we have like 1 dot of resources.
Yes. You have stable employment. I'm giving you a dot of resources.
I assume we can get that, then?
Eventually. It would probably take you a few weeks to save up enough with normal spending.
Okay.
And all the normal bills and stuff that you'd have to take care of.
Well, if not, I'm sure we could get Crazy Eyes to make it, considering he said he's contacting his friends online. But I'm not sure how much I trust him to do that.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely need to make some, like... We definitely need to act on some of our more, powerful friends. To start.
Yeah, probably. We should probably have to tell him to protect us.
I mean, because part of deals is having people in power to help facilitate them.
Mm-hmm. Alright, you'll finish up the day. Next day will be work day, which you'll have your kind of normal schedule. But towards the end of the work day, you'll get Versel, you'll get a message, actually, from Malachus.
Okay, what does it say?
Found some people that seemed interested, winky face. Need a meeting place.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna spend some time looking up, basically looking up places I can go to, like, you know, rent out to set up, like, for, like, you know, on, like, a periodic basis.
Sure. On your breaks and after work leading into the next day, you can look up rental places. You can find out that probably the most affordable would be, you could probably rent out the community center, which is nearby. It's got some small rooms that tables set up. Apparently people have, like, various weird meetings and stuff there. It's not too expensive. Wouldn't be outside of the range of the three of yours money for renting it, maybe monthly, at least. Weekly would probably be pretty expensive, but you could go for monthly meetings.
That should be good for now.
You could still save some money too with that, you know. So, hey, there you go. Everything else would be more expensive, especially for private.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for now, we can't do much about that.
Exactly. So you're going to respond, Malachus.
Yeah, I'll probably get the other two involved and be like, okay, so And I assume, I'll probably go over kind of more of the religious aspects of the cult, because my character does have a religion score, a good one. And I'll probably just be like, yeah, here's how, blah, blah, deals aren't always, just Asmodeus granting wishes, etc., etc. How, yes, we need people in power to help facilitate these. It's part of the reason we need to get worshippers, and blah, blah, blah.
Not murdering your other cult mates, especially the ones in charge.
Yeah.
Okay. So how far in the future is setting up this meeting? I guess then.
Probably next month will be the first one.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to which character was it that met with the succubus?
It was me.
Mm-hmm.
It was Therzee.
Yeah.
I go, maybe I'm like, I feel like it might be a good idea to try and get the succubus involved, since they are fiends.
Good idea.
Succubuses sometimes work with a kind, but not always. They're more freelance, leaning on the demon side.
Maybe once we have some more members and nobody gets left in a room with him.
Yeah.
Please don't leave me in a room with him.
Yeah, by now you're probably like, you've probably like, you like say that, but then you're like, but it would be really nice to be in a room with him. Like somewhere deep in your mind. Those thoughts still like pop up now and then.
Maybe we could talk to the Don and see if he'd be willing. All that.
I feel like the Dawn is too highly religious to be swayed, but we could ask some of
I feel like we should
the Dawn's
continue
men.
with him as a connection for potential influence, but we can't. I don't think we can include him in the cult as much.
You can definitely keep up with connections with the Dawn pretty easy. It's your choice if you want to become mistresses.
My character does not.
My character is considering it.
Mm-hmm.
My character's like on the fence. Doesn't know if she could trust them yet, but she does like the guy that drove them around.
Yes.
My character just doesn't like elves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Try and get them up to speed about how to handle like what you can promise, what you can't promise, what we have the resources for. Actually, I'll also ask Zarin about kind of like if it's possible to get basically outsider help.
You mean connecting with other devils?
Yes.
Well, as I said, I think there are a few trapped on this plane now, but most of them have gone a little bit more native. Lost connections with the outer planes. You could try some of them, but I'm not sure how many of them would be willing to go back to the old ways, now that they've been here for so long. There probably is a few trapped in some artifacts like I was, but finding them artifacts, well, you could either go about hoping that something in a museum that was locked away like I was, that only a true worshipper could, or a magic user could get into. Most of them they've tested for magic users. Like, I was sealed away in a special way, you know? Because specifically, I was supposed to find you folks. That was the point of it. Special kind of seal. I don't think there was many other devils sealed like that. Or you could find an item that still has magical power that could channel something deeper, actually break the walls. Planar travel isn't impossible from what I've looked up. I did check into it. It's just very difficult. And oftentimes, other than the natural occurring gates, only governments sort of have actual people that master the spell, or have devices that could be used in that manner. And the natural gates tend to be to places like the elemental planes. I don't know if though I would not be against going there, as it would not harm me, I do not know if I would like to dive into a volcano and go to the plane of fire.
Yes.
Anything to some of the outer planes, like the Abyss, Nine Hells, places like that, those are a lot harder to get to. They really are. It's not that there isn't contact, but people don't try to go to those places because they're still dangerous. And apparently there's something unusual that goes on. I was looking into this. As I said, I was researching it. Seems like a lot of the technology that's been developed here doesn't pass through gates very well, for whatever reason. It's kind of unusual. As if the gates do something to mess it up. So a lot of those fancy weapons and stuff people have developed here, they can't take them with them. And not as people are trained as well at things like sword and sorcery, which was effective against a lot of things in the outer planes. You guys, I would not take there. You guys would be eaten alive. And you got a little bit of training to you. So think about these folks here. Yeah. These folks here, not many of them get very elite, learn any good, decent abilities. I think that's what the problem is.
B. Gosh. Yeah. I just was curious about what spell level summoning planar summoning was, and it's 6th.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, any kind of artifact that would still have magical power to it, or magic item, would probably be very expensive. Or kept under safeguard.
I see.
Very hard to get to. Now, there are some ancient ruins around, like the ones that you introduced the Snake Lady to. But the problem is finding them. Many of them have been explored.
Well, no one that hasn't.
Which one?
Ours.
Well, I mean, it's being explored. They've had like a couple of, like over a month now to explore it.
Yes, but do we know of any artifacts that were, that the cult may have had?
Good point. Anything that would be left over there.
And if they have it at the museum, I'm sure she'd let us near it, considering we told her where it was.
Maybe you should go speak to the Snake Lady. See what she's been doing there. You guys only left out the main entrance, right? From right where you started.
We know that there are plenty of areas that would take quite a bit of excavation.
As I said, my connections are kind of weak, but maybe you give me some time. I could try to, kind of like your augury ability. I can maybe divine some information from the boss man. I'm still I'm not called the voice of the eye of Ruby Eyes for no reason. I have connection to the big guy, even though it is weak now. I might be able to glean some information if we can still find something there. Something left over. Some kind of hidden passage. I can try.
Yes. Because what we need right now is the ability to influence things. Whether through force, through influence. And some magic would definitely help us with that. Artifact of some sort would be of great use.
Yeah, your former master of the cult. He had those devils with him for not no reason. I think he had an item that summoned them. Don't know if it's still there, though. That might work. I mean, they'd definitely be more powerful than the average guy. I don't think they'd stand up to your average firepower around here. To say the least, definitely. With their modern weapons. But, definitely might be a show of force that you can use. Or at least a show of power.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna try to commune with the big guy. This might take a while. I'd recommend you folks heading a meeting with the snake lady and seeing what she's up to.
That works.
Alright. And by take a while, I mean it might take me a few days. Again, because my connection's not great.
I got that.
So he's gonna actually just, like, kind of adopt a sort of meditating position and just kind of be, like, floating slightly above the TV.
It's the warm spot.
Yep.
Like a cat.
He really doesn't like us watching that.
Above, not in front of. I think we have a start. We have a couple people who are willing to be cultists, as crazy as they may be. And if we can get some devils as kind of like a show of power or even just an extra bit of magical help, because, you know, devils tend to have inherent magic, I think we have the start of a cult.
Yay!
Do.
I mean, because yeah, and because that's kind of the point, you know. He was saying like, oh, if you have some crazies, you want to have people to keep them in line. Well, devils would do that.
We have devils.
Oh, we might have devils.
Well, yeah.
Start of a
What's
plan.
no.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised this actually came together.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Now later we just have to try and steal a gorilla.
Look,
Well, we're already gonna have an army of squirrels, so that might be easier.
I mean,
No, yeah, she's referring to the game we're playing after this.
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
You
That
should get a gorilla in both games. Then.
you could get a gorilla in
Exactly.
both. I mean, you do have someone that sucks. Oh yeah,
Yep.
and apparently, like, there's been a lot of advertisements for the NATDA that's upcoming. The big race in NATDA.
Duh.
Yeah, the National Association for Thoroughbred Dinosaur Racing.
Okay.
See? Prediction was right.
The big race is actually happening in a couple of days.
We should ring them and get money on bets.
Well, that was dinosaur, like, leather futures, basically.
I mean, how violent
Some
is
kind of
this
way.
for the dinosaurs?
Probably not as much. In 2,000 years, probably there's a subset of actual domesticated dinosaurs, and probably parts of the Chultian jungles where, like, you know, natural ones are kept preserved.
Yeah.
What giant wildlife preserves, basically. I mean, there's probably similar places throughout the world, you know, with, like, actual wildlife preserves for, like, really dangerous things that, you know, like, we're like, oh, it's the Chimera Preserve!
Gosh.
Super safe.
You know, that's a question. How are dragons doing in the modern age?
Probably fine. There's probably some very shady, unscrupulous countries that have taken in the chromatics and they've like learned how to live there. And then the metallics probably got in just fine when it comes to civilization. Many of them probably are reclusive. Some of them probably still find places in the wild. But then I'm guessing like there's probably like you have your gold dragons that are like at the top of like, you know, benevolent companies or something, you know, or decent companies. We're probably silvers are more company people because they do the right thing, but they're not against, you know, going about it their own way and still getting their treasure.
Yeah, gold are probably
Gotta get that treasure.
gold are probably more government.
Yeah, oh yeah, probably. You've got gold dragons and government. God.
Try. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas silver are probably more business. Probably silver. If there's a chromatic dragon that's more business, it's probably red. I feel like they're the smarter ones. Who would be like, how much gold can I get?
Oh, some people may die from my pollution. Too bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I do feel like, you know, red dragons would just be like the evil businessman. Probably skirts the law. Or abuses it. Anyway. So. What you doing?
Yeah, so, probably gonna, in the next couple days, I don't know what our work days are, but the next day we have off, probably go to, the museum.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find where the hell in Professor Saren. Yep. Oh, I found it. Wow, I'm good at this. I'm like, let me find in my notes. Oh wait, I found it. It's the only professor you've met, so. God, but I spelled that so awfully. What the hell?
How'd you spell it?
I didn't even have S's. Let me put it that way. Proofer.
Professor. Oh, you spelled professor.
Profer.
Prefer.
Wow. Okay. So you'll have
At
to
least we
museum.
know who it is. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm hoping your notes would correct me if I make a mistake.
Because I have notes.
Hopefully one of you does.
I have some. I'll be honest. I started taking them at session 3, but
Because we realized that notes might be helpful.
yeah,
It's fine.
I'm like, we're reading a lot of people. I should start writing this stuff down.
It's like I write it down, then I have to be like, where on my map is my thing of writing down? I have too many like.
remember Tobin, Tebin, and those.
Yeah, it's like when I confirm
Yes.
the name, I'm
The
like
rest.
I put it on the proper thing, but I should probably just be like have a better listing of names of people. I don't. My own notes are awful, so at least I made them.
Get an Excel sheet for that.
I really should get like an Excel sheet for it or something. Yeah, like a actual notepad thing on the computer. But anyway, so you'll head to the museum. You're looking a lot different. It's open. It's open most days of the week. Your next day off was... Where is our calendar for days off? Probably the 9th.
Yeah, days off are 2, 4, 6, and 8.
Oh, those are your work days.
Oh. I thought those were days off.
Because you worked 4 days a
Our
week.
notes are failing us.
Because you discussed all this on the 7th, and he got started, and you're like, well, we were off on the 7th. You want to go on the 7th, but like, up to you.
Yeah.
If you want to go right then and there, that would be either be afternoon. You go then, or you could go in the morning and plan to get up early on the 9th. If you want to be involved with the big race, it's on the 10th. Or if you want to go see it or something.
See, the problem is I really can only make one surefire bet, and if it's And if it's like, will we make money on this? Neutral. Uh, but yeah, it's something we can do, maybe to get a little boost of income, but I don't think we can make a ton. My powers aren't that good yet.
Yeah, if you're interested, I would describe the Nata as a combination between horse races and NASCAR.
What if I talked to the animals?
I mean, you could. You could talk to the dinosaurs.
Get the dinosaurs to wreck the race.
You'd have to get into the.
Exactly.
You'd have to get into the dino stables.
Probably easy to do. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can disguise yourself as a dog. Cat.
Wild shape and talk to animals. Yeah.
It'll potentially get us some money if I can get on their good side. And dinosaur friends.
I want dinosaurs.
So I'm more curious about these races though. Is it like people have different dinosaurs, or is it like all the same?
They're usually classes. If you wanted to look into it, it's basically like size class. There's usually a group of different ones. It doesn't like trained carnivores and herbivores can be together in the same class. Just because most of them are like, there are some that seem to be better at like speed short term or speed long term, like kind of like, you know, like a triceratops can be good for like a little bit more long term charging. By like some of the carnivores are a little better for short term bursts. So maybe you want to like use them to get a good lead and then go slow. So there's strategies for depending on the dinosaur you want. There's others that are like more like middle ground. Like each one has, you could say, like different stats in the different classes they're part of.
I'm just picturing like gnome raptor jockeys right now.
Yeah, there are probably some gnome raptor jockeys. There probably are, like, you know, because the big race is actually divided up probably into like I'd say like 10 different races they're going to have, at least 10 main races. The big event is the large class, which are like your triceratopses, your T-Rexes, those kind of things, you know, the big ones. Those are the more popular ones. The most popular.
Yeah.
Though again, like, you do have like the smaller, like the raptor races and stuff like that. There are some other dinosaurs in the raptor class, but you know, some of the fast ones too. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So there's your dinosaur racing 101 for modern favoring dinosaur racing for a little bit there. Another one of the sports. You have to thank Choltians for that, just like you have to thank Goliaths for the goat ball.
I like goat ball. I want to play goat ball.
Yeah, you could probably check out some goat ball. Goliath athletes are still some of the more popular ones when it comes to goat ball. Though a lot of other races have gotten into it, and like, you know, because it was normally like a big enough strength, it seems like some of, like, you know, elven goat ball players are actually quite good on many teams because they got some extra nimbleness that actually helps out a lot. They're like,
I bet there's different like advantages for races. Like, you've got the big strong ones who can take a hit and not fall off, and then you got the ones who are just better at dodging.
Yeah. Yeah, so goat ball is a complex sport, and you know, they got their 4-player sporting teams, and it seems like if you looked into it, like most teams usually had like 3 rosters that they kind of rotate through. So anyway, more sporting information, but let's actually, since we got caught up in favorite sporting information, as you guys probably looked into it, why don't we take our second break here quickly and then do the museum when we get back from it.
Yeah.
That's good, because we're right around that time anyway. And
Cool.
you know, and you can get more into goat ball and dinosaur racing later.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah. There's probably something akin to like rugby too, instead of football.
Oh, I bet the orcs invented that.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like orc rugby or something. Yeah. So that's another exciting one, probably. But anyway, we'll take our second break here. When we come back, we'll go for our last hour, which will have our adventures in the museum, or you're going to go meet the professor and talk with her about how things are going with the excavation. So if, again, you need to quickly use the restroom or get a drink or a snack, go ahead and do that. We'll be back in a few minutes. See if I can the books.